All right, let's just jump right in. We're all hearing about agentic AI and the promise. I mean, it's absolutely incredible. You're not just talking about an AI that answers a question. You're talking about an AI that sees a delayed shipment and on its own reroutes it, issues a customer credit, and even schedules a follow-up call. No human needed. That's the dream, right? But for way too many companies, the reality is, well, it's just a giant expensive mess.
And that leads us to what Harvard Business Review calls a troubling paradox. Instead of that slick, automated future, companies are finding this amazing tech is actually making things worse. It's creating more friction, more manual work, more confusion. The very tools that are supposed to make things better are just amplifying the flaws that were already there.
And this analogy just nails it. It's like you've got this bleeding-edge Formula One engine, and you decide to drop it into a car that has old, rickety wooden wheels. What happens? You don't set any speed records. You just hit the gas, and the whole thing violently shakes itself apart. That's exactly what's happening when we rush to plug AI into our businesses without checking the foundation first. So this begs the real question, right? Why is this game-changing technology so often making things more chaotic instead of creating real value? Well, it really boils down to three huge, costly mistakes. Think of your company as an AI factory. If you have these three cracks in your foundation, the whole thing is just doomed from the start. So mistake number one, and this is the big one, is building your shiny new AI house on top of a totally cracked foundation. We're talking about years of technical debt, clunky workflows, broken processes, all that stuff everyone kind of knew was a problem, but just kept kicking down the road. And you can see it right here in the data. Look at what businesses are most worried about with AI. Data security, hooking into old legacy systems, keeping costs from exploding. These are all foundational problems. AI doesn't magically fix these things, nope. It's like pouring rocket fuel on them and supercharging the problems you already had.
Okay, mistake number two is something called agent sprawl. This is what happens when everybody gets excited and every single department, sales, marketing, you name it, goes off and starts building their own little AI agents in their own little silos. What you get is total chaos. It's like a factory floor with 1,000 robots that aren't talking to each other, all bumping into one another doing the same job twice. It's just a massive waste.
So on the one hand, you have that siloed approach, which just creates a pile of expensive, insecure AI tools that add to your problems. But what you really need is the thing on the right, a single enterprise-wide architecture, a cohesive system where every single piece works together to drive a real return on your investment.
And the third mistake, this one's a little sneaky, and it might be the most dangerous. It's using this incredible futuristic tech to simply automate the past. You see it all the time. Instead of rethinking the whole assembly line, companies are just using AI to make their old, inefficient ways of doing things run, well, a little bit faster. That's a huge missed opportunity. So, how do you avoid this nightmare? How do you actually get it right? Well, funny enough, the answer comes from the world of manufacturing. It's a discipline called Integrated Process Excellence, or IPE. This is the blueprint, the secret playbook that the best manufacturers in the world have been using for decades to build incredibly efficient world-class operations.
So what is this IPE thing, really? Just think of it as a system. It's a way to apply that tough, rigorous manufacturing discipline to every process in your company, not just the ones on the factory floor. The whole point is to build that solid, stable, operational foundation that AI desperately needs to work properly.
And this isn't some fluffy, abstract idea. It's a structured, four-step system. First, you document everything. You map out exactly how work gets done, creating one standard way. Then you communicate it, so everyone knows exactly what their role is. Third, you measure. You track everything in real time. And finally, you improve. You use that data to constantly get better. Document, communicate, measure, improve. It's a powerful cycle. And this brings us to the absolute golden rule of IPE. You have to burn this into your brain. Never, ever, ever automate a broken process. It just doesn't work. You can't put a layer of fancy tech on top of chaos and hope for the best. You have to fix the process first, streamline it, and then, only then, do you bring in the automation. That's the whole game right there.
So let's connect the dots. How does this manufacturing playbook actually fix those three huge mistakes we talked about? How does IPD come in and repair our AI factory?
This slide is where it all comes together beautifully. Let's just walk through it. That first problem, the cracked foundation, well, IPE forces you to put the process first. You fix all the bottlenecks and bad data before AI ever touches it. Problem number two, agent sprawl. IPE fixes that by mapping the entire end-to-end journey, creating one central plan for AI. And for number 3, automating the past, IPE makes you redesign everything around what the customer actually wants.
Let's just double-click on that agent sprawl problem for a second. The way IPE prevents this chaos is by making you map out the entire customer journey first, from the very first ad they see to the moment they get their product. This lets you see how work really flows across all those different departments. Only then can you build AI that serves that whole journey, not just one little piece. It just kills all that redundant work before it can even start.
And what's really cool is that this lines up perfectly with the advice from Harvard Business Review. They say you have to build agents that solve for the ultimate outcome. That sounds great, but how do you do it? Well, IPE is the how. It's the disciplined mapping that actually makes that possible.
So, after all of this, what's the key takeaway for you? What's the one thing you need to focus on? It's that if you want to build a successful AI program, you can't start with the shiny tech. You have to start with a foundation. And the stakes here, they are incredibly high. Studies show that about 70%, 70, of these big AI projects fail to deliver what they promised. And the number one reason they fail? A total lack of operational discipline, the exact thing IPE provides.
If you only remember one thing from this whole explainer, please make it this. AI is an amplifier. That's all it is. It takes whatever you give it and makes it bigger, faster, and more intense. And the strength of your operational foundation will determine what it amplifies, your chaos or your value. HBR really hits at home when they say that companies need a partner who can help them do this. Someone who can map out how things work and make the tough changes needed to turn AI into a positive amplifier. It's not about just buying software. It's about adopting a whole new discipline.
So that really leaves just one question for you to take back to your team. Look hard at your AI strategy. Are you really building a future-proof factory that's designed for this new age of intelligence? Or are you just using incredible new technology to build a slightly faster version of your past?